Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got an excellent show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. So this is a topic that just came across my desk a few moments ago, right? We were only going to produce 2 shows today, and then I just saw this topic, and I'm like, this is pretty interesting, right? So you guys know there's this long debate, this back and forth debate that has been going on for the last few years, where people have been saying, or some people have been saying, that the modern day NBA player is much better than players in the past. They're more advanced, right? They're more skilled, blah, 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 blah. And there are a group of people that 100% believe this. But there are other people, and I'm amongst them, that try to push back on this notion. We're like, okay, wait a minute. I get that you're saying this. I get that it makes you feel good to say it. Like, you feel good when you say it, I'm sure. But you got to substantiate it a little bit better, right? Because they use this as a way to say things are harder now. If players are better now, it means competition is better now. Therefore, things are harder now. But there's so many pieces of evidence that we can point towards and say, but that's just not the case. Right? That's just not the case. So therefore, we're going to have some pushback that's going to take place. So what happened? I was combing through the internet here, and I came across some comments from the greatest player that would play basketball, and Michael Jordan. And the article had the following headline saying, "They learned from us. We didn't learn from them." Michael Jordan dropped an epic response to Kobe Bryant for his comments on the 1992 Dream Team. And I began to read through the article because I remember this Kobe made some comments in the past. And then I read through what Jordan said, and I was like, wait a minute. I never thought about it from this perspective. And I'm like, this is going to be a fantastic discussion for us to dive into today. But before we even get into what Jordan had to say in response to Kobe Bryant, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. Prize Picks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love Prize Picks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so there are 2 articles I want to read from. Let's start with this one here. So Kobe Bryant was someone who would send out impulsive responses when asked certain questions. One of them was a cocky response when asked how the 2012 Dream Team would have fared against the Redeem Team. I don't know why they wrote Dream Team. The 2012 Redeem Team, or the Dream Team, whatever they want to call it, would have fared against the original 1992 Dream Team. Yeah, the 2012 Dream Team, there was no Dream Team in 2012. There was a Redeem Team in 2008. There was no Dream Team. Bryant felt that his team had what it took to take down the 1992 Dream Team. One of the reasons he hinted was that some players were at the end of their careers. Michael Jordan responded to it and included a strong reminder in the end. Jordan said the following: "I'd like to think we had 11 Hall of Famers on that team. And whenever they get 11 Hall of Famers, you can call and ask me who had the better Dream Team. Remember now, they learned from us. We didn't learn from them," the 6-time NBA champion quipped. Now, I want to jump to this other article, which is from UPI.com, right? And I just want to read this one. It says, 1992 Dream Team versus 2012 team. Okay, continues on. Lakers guard Kobe Bryant opened an Olympic-sized can of worms for basketball fans on Tuesday, claiming that this year's USA Olympic team would have beaten the 1992 gold medal winning Dream Team. While Bryant thought that the Michael Jordan-led Dream Team might have had a size advantage, many of those players like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and at the end of their careers transitioning in 1992. It'd be tough, but I think we'd pull it out. That's what Bryant said. And to that, listen to this. Dream Team squad member Michael Jordan fought back in a Thursday interview featured on ESPN, saying that he absolutely laughed at Bryant's comments, adding that there was no comparison between the two squads. It then also said, get this, they learned from us. We didn't learn from them. Barkley dismissed Bryant's remarks on Wednesday in a guest appearance on Philadelphia's Mike Show. Says, how old is Kobe? 36. He's 34. And he's calling us. Oh, at that time, we were like only 28, 29. Michael Jordan and me were the same age. We were both 29, Barkley said. And then he went on to say, their point guards weren't going to beat us. That's a no-brainer, Barkley said. So you heard what they had to say, right? I want to expand this conversation. Let's first address Jordan's point, because it's at the heart of my thesis here. Jordan brought up an interesting point, which was they learned from us. We didn't learn from them. Let's think about that for a second. You had a group of players that came after the 1992 Dream Team and all of them. And they certainly took a lot of things from Jordan's game and all those other guys. But Jordan is like, you guys, we inspired you guys. You stole from us. We stole nothing from you. Even Kobe has admitted he patented his game after Jordan. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute. Let's think about that. So, if the greatest player that ever played the sport was produced in the 80s and the 90s, in the 80s, 90s, and basketball is so advanced today, and players are so much better today, why isn't the greatest player of all time been produced already now? Why aren't we looking at somebody playing basketball right now in the 2010, 2020s and be like, man, this guy is better than Jordan? I'm not talking about LeBron. LeBron is like 5,000 years old. Where's this player? Who is this player? Who do we see over the last 5 to 10 years and be like, man, this guy is better than Jordan? Who's the guy? There's nobody. So let's get this straight. This is the greatest era ever, but we cannot identify who the player is that's going to be the great. So, okay, maybe it's not time yet. So we need to keep waiting, right? So this is the greatest era ever, but it hasn't produced the greatest player ever yet. So we got to keep waiting. Okay, let's abide by that logic for a second. Now let's get to the second part of this argument, which is players today are better than players in the past. I just want to touch on a few things quickly. So there are people out there that truly believe that this crop of NBA players are better than players in the past. Some of them have been as bold as saying it's not even up for discussion. It's a fact, to use the word. It's a fact. Some of them have said it's clear, right? Players today are better. And I want to stand up and say, okay, that I am not as smart as you guys, okay? I don't process issues as well as you guys. The things that you say are quite complicated. So you guys saying that these players today are much better than players in the past, it is something that seems very obvious to you because you're very, very smart, right? And I'm not as smart as you. So please, for people like myself that are not on your intellectual wavelength, can you please systematically break down to me and those that share my sentiment, what exactly or what pieces of evidence do you have that causes you to say what you're saying? What specific things can we point to? I get that you guys get a hard on by saying that players are there. I get that. But what specifically are we referring to? What are we referring to? Because I don't know what y'all are talking about. I don't think players today are more skilled than players in the past. I don't think players today are more athletic than players. We've already gone through this before. People are talking about the league is more athletic than it was in the past. What is your evidence for this? Who are the freaking nature athletes that you guys are watching on a nightly basis that's making you think I've never seen athletes like this before? Who are they? Who are these people you're referring to? I don't know what y'all are talking about. You're looking at Zion Williamson. Have you heard of somebody named Sean Kemp? Have you ever heard of a player named Sean Kemp? I don't think there's anybody with the amount of hang time and athleticism. I can't really think of anybody right now that was more athletic than Clyde Drexler playing right now. I don't think there's anybody. You look at John Morant. John Morant is a freak of nature athlete. So was Derrick Rose, bro. So was Derrick Rose. Have you ever heard of a guy called Spud Webb? Have you ever heard of that guy before? Have you ever heard of a dude named Nate Robinson? Like, I don't get this. So on an athletic standpoint, you guys actually have zero evidence for what you're saying. None. You ever heard of Blake Griffin? Did you ever hear of a dude named Vince Carter in the 2000s? You ever heard of him? You ever heard of that dude? You ever heard of a guy named Dr. J? You ever heard about all of these exceptionally skilled athletes? Go all the way back to Will Chamberlain. Hello? You ever heard of a player named Shaq? So from an athleticism standpoint, I believe these people have absolutely zero evidence. I don't think they have any evidence at all. You can go do a video, put the evidence in the video, go through the bullet points one by one. Let's see it. You don't have anything. You just be there twerking it up, beating your meat to whatever highlights to turn you on. So you got that aspect of it. More skill. Let's address that quickly. Skill, when these guys are talking, they are talking about dribbling ability and shooting. But here's a problem. In the league today, you are allowed to carry and travel. You got NBA players showing up in the court with suitcases. Suitcases. They would have traveled around the world by the end of a 48-minute game. Even Steve Kerr was talking about, why don't we call traveling? I don't know. They don't even call traveling. What you talking about? You're more skilled. They don't even talk about carrying the ball. But you're talking about more skilled? Who are we kidding? Y'all think people is like, y'all really think y'all that smart and everybody that dumb? Players so they can score in a way I've never seen before. It's called there's more spacing. The game is less physical. Obviously, it's easier to score. I don't know what y'all be talking about. So if there's any content creator that disagrees with me, I'm sure there's a lot. My challenge to you is simply this. If you disagree with me about these players being more, all I'm asking you to do is make a video, tag me, at me, whatever it is, so I can see it, and systematically go through why you think players today are more skilled. Bullet point by bullet point. You saying their skill is a fact don't mean a damn thing. If you cannot substantiate your views, you need to shut the hell up. Go through the points, break it down, and let me see it. Because if you can't do that, you shouldn't be allowed to have an opinion. You don't get to have an opinion and you can't even back it up. Take us through the reasoning. Let me hear it. Because as of now, I've not heard anything. I've seen you guys point to a specific thing to make yourself feel good. We talk about post players. Oh, well, that's derp. Derp. Who the skilled post players in the NBA? I don't know. We got Nikola Jokic. That's all they got in the NBA. Nikola Jokic is the most skilled post player we got in the NBA. That's it. That's all y'all got. What are you talking about? So please, let me know in the comments. I'm too stupid. Remember, you guys are very, very smart. And we're very, very slow. So please break it down to the level where a 3 or 5-year-old can understand. I'll be waiting for these videos. Don't go get up in your feelings and rubbing honey all over your titties and hollering and screaming. Just produce the video and let me see your points. If you can't do that, I'm beginning to believe that you guys have no point. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments. We catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.